Now the On Your Side forecast with Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval.
Once again, taking a close inspection of the Soda fire, which with the strong gusty northwest winds coming in with that big wind shift, we're seeing now likely racing a little bit more towards the southwest, going from northwest to southeast, I should say, to the southeast here, not as much on the northern flank. And again, we're watching the Marsing area, which is a little further down south here. And this is the location, the Murphy area here. Down to the south, taking a close inspection of this location where we could have some issues. I also wanted to mention for anybody who's traveling, there's all kinds of spot fires that could blossom at any moment here. Now, with the cooler temperatures tomorrow, it's less likely, but of course, we've heard about what's been going on in the Oregon area. I want to show you, we'll take a closer inspection of what's going on. This fire right in here is the Windy Ridge fire. This is the one that had been off and on closing I-84, which is now open temporarily. Highway 26 is closed from this fire right here, and we'll move over to Idaho. I want to show you what's going on here. The West Scriver fire is just east of Highway 55, north of Banks and Garden Valley. Seems like they're getting some control on this. No new reds showing up, so less of a fire signature there. The Cougar fire, which is right near Warm Lake, they may be getting a handle on, but there are some closures near some of the transportation routes into Warm Lake, so you want to call ahead on that. Keeping a close eye East Mountain, east of Donnelly. This was a fire that had started. We're seeing a signature there. And then you go further to the north, Brundage Mountain is in this region here. The TP Springs fire burning east of Highway 95 is very close to the highway, but will likely be burning towards the east, although since it is so close, there could be some issues with Highway 95. We're going to keep a close look at that. Meanwhile, in Oregon, as I mentioned here, we'll zoom on in. There are a lot of roads that are closed. Highway 245 here, Route 7, Highway 26. I-84 is open for the time being, but could close a little bit later. And between John Day and Burns, this is Highway 395, which is also closed. Let's take a look at a time-lapse view now of what's been going on around the region. And we've been showing you this view for a while here. And let's take a look at the early in the day today. This is what it looked like. And we'll put this into motion. You see that plume of smoke start to race from south to north. We're looking straight to the south. There's the fire burning. But as we get a little bit later in the day, the wind started to shift a bit, and you see that smoke plume start to disappear. And I want to show you just the last few frames this evening. Watch as the cold front comes through. You see the smoke coming toward us, and then all of a sudden it starts to go to the east. Watch down here. Look at the smoke here. That is the rocketing northwest winds coming through, taking that fire and feeding it rapidly towards the east. So again, we're dealing with a big wind shift. Those winds will settle down overnight tonight, but it could be a little bit of an issue here as we move in for the next 6 to 10 hours. Let's move on and take a look at what's happening with the high temperatures today. 100 degrees in Ontario, 98 in Boise, 102 in Mountain Home, but cooler weather is coming in. Our cold front is pushing to the east right now. Still some storms around Twin Falls, but I think we'll stay dry with no storms here. We just have those gusty northwesterly winds here as that cold front is passed east of Mountain Home. We'll be heading towards Twin Falls with those northwesterly winds behind it, ushering in the cooler temperatures. In fact, look at these readings. You see the dividing line here. 95 in Boise last hour. The front goes through. We start to cool down into the 80s, but look at the 60s and 70s behind that. So a big change coming in, which is great news. All the showers and storms are to the east, and cooler weather comes in for the weekend, which is great news. Treasure Valley forecast for tomorrow. We may have smoke blowing towards the east, maybe even south of Boise. Temperatures in the mid-80s will be comfortable temperature-wise. If we can keep sunshine, should be a very pleasant day tomorrow into Sunday as well. And the West Central Mountains, temperatures in the 70s. There could be some smoke coming in from Oregon fires, those northeast Oregon fires. Otherwise, areas of sunshine and Sun Valley and Stanley, temperatures in the 70s, some patchy smoke, but the sunshine returns, the storms are gone. By On Your Side extended forecast, we may be battling some smoke, but look at these temperatures, much more bearable and better for firefighters to fight the fire. Once the wind calms down, 80s will be very, very pleasant and good to work with. Look at that 80 for a high temperature on Monday in the mountains. Some nice weather indeed. Just an amazing photo here of the Soda fire by Thomas Corber. Thanks for sending that shot in. We've got great pictures in our gallery. You can send yours into iContribute at KIVITV.com. You see that fire, that smoke was rocketing to the east when that cold front came through.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, colder and cooler temperatures will help a lot.
They're going to help, yeah.
All right, thanks, Scott. Well,